This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, write down this account payable. So now whatever the purchase you do, whenever the procurement is happening, for the procurement level we will be creating the information of an account payable. But here we don't do, we only do the payable part. Procurement details will be not possible to create. So when it comes to the vendor master, we may not possible to create only few things, because when it comes to the procurement, mainly that will be helped with the MM module. So if I have no other MM module, then only I can do this procurement level of a vendor creation. But here in fee, what happens? The fee people will be possible to create the few details for the procurement level. So account payable details like vendor group, number ranges, and creditors ledger, tolerance group. So these are all things will be given from the fee person. But when it comes to the transaction which we going to do, exactly will be done by the MM person. So who do the purchase. Okay, here you write down the heading and write down the subheadings. Once you wrote, let me know. Wrote.
Yes, sir.
So first we need to create the vendors account. So now here what we do is like we will be creating three different types of vendors. So one as a domestic vendors, import vendors, one time vendors. The group can be any code. So I am using this A001. So either you can use the same code to create you in your company, because we have not yet created anything. So or else any code you can give for the groups. So what are all the type of vendors that we will be having? The vendors name we need to create. These are the three vendors which we are going to create. The path and the T code. You write down these three different types of vendors as well as the path and T code. So I will show you how to create that one and what are all you need to include it. So once you wrote, please let me know. If you have any doubts, can ask me. So write down the three types of groups also, vendor names.
Done, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So one I will show, other you all three you created. Monica, you downloaded AnyDesk software?
Yes, sir.
Me.
Good. Okay. So gradually with me only the practicals also you all do it. So it will be good for us to continue. So one vendor how to create I'll show. I'll share you the number, Monica, in the group. For that number, you send me the request. I will accept, so you can access the system. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Monica. I have sent you that
Yes, sir.
number.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
that, you
I have
send.
sent the request. Did you get that?
No, I didn't get anything. But yes, yes, got it. Now you can access the screen.
Just a minute, checking,
You
sir.
you restore that. Minimize that. That SAP I have opened. You are able to access.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can see the SAP software, no? You know how to log in everything, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you start doing. Okay. So log on.
So can you guide me once again? I forgot.
Okay. So now you continue that doing everything, but you also observe here whatever I do also you should see. So now the path of the vendor creation. Now whenever you wanted to create, either you can go by the path or you can go by the T code. So I will show the path. You also should practice with the T code. SPRO. After that SAP reference image. Here financial accounting. Here you need to select account receivable or account payable. So here you will be selecting account receivable or account payable. Here we are creating the vendor account. So if you are creating the customer account, you will go for customer. If I'm creating the vendor, you need to go for vendor. So under the vendor master data, under the master data, I need to go for preparation for creating vendor master data. So under that, define account group with the vendor, first one. So once you click this one, immediately it will open. Now, what type of entry I'm creating? That there are three different types of vendors. domestic, and import and one time. So domestic vendors and import vendors we created. If it is one time, only for one time if you are creating, then we need to go for one time vendors. So here you need to write, you need to select new entries to create new. From here you wanted to write down the account group. So what is my account group? Think that I'm creating the first one, that is A001. I have created account group name. So what is the name of the vendor is domestic vendor. Next, if that is a one-time vendor, now you will create one-time vendors also. So that time you should tick this one, that is one-time vendor. If it is been not selected, then it will be specified as a continuation. So you can use that vendor for the transaction. So now write down after giving the new entries, you should give the account group name domestic vendors, then double click on company code data. Write down this one, uh, new entries, account group, name, company code data. Double click on company code data because we have some other information to give them. So once you have written, let me know.
Sir, I'm not able to open that SAP here.
where where
In screen, I'm not able to open. It's like some error they are showing. Partner
error.
something. Hmm.
Okay, 1 second. Wait.
Sir, you
Open.
just tell me this connection, that ECC, how do we do just from the beginning? I think I have not yet connected. That is why it's not opening.
Is it? Wait.
Hmm.
See here, you need to go for SAP Management Console. You are in the screen, no?
Oh, yes, sir.
Now open the SAP Management Console. Here you
Hmm.
can see ECC. Can you
Yes, sir, I can see. It's in gray.
right click on that? Start. Right click on that.
Yeah.
Start. It will ask you
Yes, sir.
password.
Hmm.
Give password. India 123.
Caps I is caps are all
No,
small.
no, no, no. Everything is small.
Okay, India 1 2 3.
Enter. Now wait unless it become green. It will become yellow first. Then it will become green. If that is taking time, refresh this button here.
Okay.
Is it become yellow?
Yeah, it has become yellow.
So click on this refresh button for 2 3 times. It will become green. Or you wait for few seconds. It will become green. Once
Okay,
it
and then
become
I can
green,
proceed. Hmm.
yeah, here you have SAP logo. No, this one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So double click on that. It will open and log on.
Okay, sir.
So like this it will come. If you double click on that, here you click on log on. Once it opens the screen, username is SAP user, password
Hmm.
is India123.
Okay, sir.
It's coming.
It's yet yellow in color. Yeah, it's green now. I'll use now, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So uh, everyone have written this one. Even you write down, Monica. Once you click
Yes,
on
sir. I
new
have it.
entries, okay, account group, name, then double click on company code data. Others, everyone have written.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now if you double click on company code data, it will come like this. So here you wanted to create that payment details like whatever I want to specify. So what type of vendor and how that account will be manipulated. So I need to click on the account management. Write down. Double click on account management. Here. Wrote. Wrote.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if I double click on account management, it will come like this. Here, what I need to do, see so many, I can either click on optional path or I can only specify it for display or internally I can display. But most of the time, reconcile account. So whenever I have this vendor payment and all, that should be reconciled. So once the payment is done, it should be reconciled. Then I need to click on RUQ entry, request entry. You tick this one, only this you should tick, then save. For the domestic vendor, I am allowing the account managers management of reconciliation account, reconcile account. Right down. So double click on account management. There you select this one, then save.
Excuse me, sir. Can you repeat why do we click on that request entry?
See now what is the payment I do? Now payment, once the payment is done, that should be cleared. No. Well,
Yes,
now
sir.
what do you mean by reconcile? Say now for example I am your vendor. So think that you have done the credit purchase from me. Okay. If the credit purchase is done, what you need to do? You need to reconcile when you are paying me. Correct. So that time there should be a request entry to clear the payment for my vendors. So that time that reconcile account always should be in the request entry. So it should not be optional or only for the display. It should be a requested, then the account will be cleared. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Understood.
then save. Everyone wrote.
Yes, sir.
So now gradually other like you create this domestic as well as you create other two also. Now once you all created, let me know. I'll teach the next one.
So in the same thing we can do, should we again do new entry?
New entry because the different vendors name no.
No, so we can change it over there itself, like
No,
delete
no,
the
you can't
agent
all. No,
alter.
no, you
Oh,
should create new every time.
okay. Okay.
For one time, you should select that one time entry, one time account. You should pick this one.
So here after clicking on general data, there is no account management.
Not general data, company code.
No, no.
Created general data.
Ah,
This one, company code data.
oh, okay, sir.
Double click on company code data.
For one-time vendor, we should even select one-time account.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir,
Yes,
same steps for all three, no, sir?
yes, steps are same.
Done, sir.
Everyone completed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now we create the number ranges for the vendors. Now what the number ranges is nothing but that particular vendors with the name of that vendors. I'll be creating this number ranges. So as I already taught you how to create the number ranges. Now here we just create the number range for vendors. Write down create number range for vendors account. First point you write down and write down the path and decode. Once you wrote, let me know.
Sir, done, sir.
Everyone, everyone
Yes, sir.
completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next, which we will be creating the number ranges. So after creating all three, come back. Here we need to create the number ranges. So as usual, the path which can go either financial accounting, account receivables and payables, vendor accounts under that master data. So in the master data preparation for creating vendor masters, under that only I need to create a create number range. So here create number range for vendor accounts. So once you click on the create number ranges, it will directly ask me the intervals. So if here you click on intervals, see for vendors already few have been created. Here it should be something different from which is already created. So it should not be the same which has been created here. uh, or else we can also delete the vendors which is already created, but these are all been used, so we don't want to delete anything. Here you click on intervals. Again I'll say, once you get into the create number range for the vendor accounts, it will come to this particular position. Here you need to click on pencil intervals, you can write down. So you need to click on this pencil interval, not this specs one. Specs is nothing but displaying, it only shows, it will not allow you to create. So it is display. Pencil is nothing but create, you can create a new one or you can change what is already created. So after we selected this intervals, here again you need to click on this plus interval. This means to create a new one. So this is to delete it. Whichever you want to delete, you can delete. But we don't want to delete anything. Here let me click on interval. So here, which is the last account number is created, 809999. From here further I can continue. So I will click on interval. So number should be different from the given number. So I will just take it as 80. So either number you can take nor the alphabets you can take. It can be anything from number. So I'll create 9 lakh to 999. Okay. Then you should press enter right now. So here uh, you can use the same numbers only in your company also. First what you need to do, open the vendor, click on that pencil intervals, then click on this plus intervals, give this interval name and enter. So once you wrote, let me know.
Sir, done.
Okay. Once you press enter, it immediately takes that. See, if it is asking as a overlap, means somewhere that has been created will become blue. See here. So this one 9 lakh to 999 is already created. 99 has been created. I'll just take some different number there. I'll try to create basic, less one. 10 to 300. Okay, that 10 to 300 is also over. So I'll just create what is the last year is 809910. From there I'll create 809. So enter. Two smaller number are from this. Just create 10,000. Nine 09999 I'll give. So I'll give 1 of 2.
Sir, I lost the connection. Can you again connect it?
Yeah. 1 second. So in your system you try to give, no, once you press enter it will come here. Okay, then you
Yeah,
should
I've
click on
already
save.
sent.
Okay, for everyone it came. Others also do. 1 second, I will try to connect it for you. You send the request, no?
Yes, a request is sent.
Okay. Everyone done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Next we will be doing is assigning that number range to the vendor. So once if you have created that number range should be assigned to the uh, vendor group that which we have created like A001. So 2, 3, for all three you need to enter the three different types of accounting groups. Okay, or same groups also can be assigned. Write down. Write down this first point, then write down this T code and the path. Once you wrote, let me know.
So done, sir.
Everyone. So once it has been created, then you need to assign that vendor number ranges to the particular vendors. So what I do here, come back. So here you have to go for account receivable and master data. In the master data, you will be having assign number ranges to vendor group account here itself. So here if I position Now if I go for A001, say my domestic vendor is created. Like that you have all created the three vendors. So for that you need to enter the number ranges. So the number ranges, what is the number, first two numbers you have created, no 80, 88, whatever the number you create, that particular number you need to represent here. So I couldn't create it because I'll be using which is already there. So I'll just select the 13 or anything. So if you want to know which are all been created, you can click on this pop-up button. So here I'll select any one of the group. So I'll just select 001 only. After selecting this, save, write down. So assign the company, position, find your group, assign the number range for that. Then save. Once you wrote, let me know.
Sir, could you repeat once?
Now, once you enter into this assign number range, you go for position. The vendor you have created, no, give the vendor account group. So which I have created is A001, which I created. I give the vendor A001, I created as a domestic vendor. So now you have created three vendors. So for that vendor, you need to give the number range which you have created. When you create the number range, beginning the either two numbers or anything you specified, no, that one you need to give the number ranges that we are assigning to the particular vendor group. So in that number range only the transaction can be possible to do. So under that particular vendor name. Okay. So here I will select the 01 which is already created. Now what you have created, that one you need to assign in the number range for your account groups, then save. Understood?
For all the three groups, sir.
Yes, for all the three groups. Write it down. Once you're done, let me know.
Sir,
Completed, sir.
should we assign different number ranges for different like A002 and 3, or should it be the same?
Means if you have created three different types of number ranges, you can assign three different type of number ranges for all the groups, or else you can give same number ranges for the different groups.
Okay, so like from the drop suggestion drop down, can we like choose one, two, three?
Yeah, you can choose.
Okay, sir.
Then save. Yeah. And someone was asking another thing. Anyone?
So I just said a
Excuse
couple
me,
of
sir.
Yes. Tell.
Sir, what is the T code that was mentioned in the PPT for assigning
PPT.
number range? Yes.
Assigning number range xkn1.
But the same thing was given for creating number ranges also, sir.
Is it? Then you check. Xkn1 you try for creating. If it is
And that
working,
is
it will
going
there.
for that is creating number range only. XK and one is working, sir. For the other one, I think.
Xkn.
For the other one, I think.
Xkn2 you try.
Okay, sir.
Xkn2 you try or n3 you try. Try. You are getting.
No, sir.
I'll let you know that one.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Write down OBAS. Understood? Write down OBAS.
Yes, sir.
Now is it working?
Yes, sir. It's working.
So everyone change that one as OBAS. Understood? So next we create a sundry creditors GL account. So general ledger, the ledger I have showed you last class to create the expenses ledgers and few more ledgers. Now to create the sundry creditor ledger, you write down the same path only. T code you don't write. T code I'll tell for this. You just write down the path. First one heading you write down and the path you write down. Once you wrote, let me know. You write down the path T code also. Same path T code. Wrote. Wrote.
Yes, sir.
So here it is not in the IMG reference. Directly you need to go into the easy access screen only. Accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, master records, individual processing, centrally. So here create. Now I need to create the sundry creditors. So sundry creditor comes under which accounting group? Yeah, the group we have created, no? Yes, tell me.
Liabilities.
That's huh. So we have already created, I think so, right? Current liabilities and provisions. The same you can select, or you can select the liabilities. So here I have created only liabilities. The liabilities account number what I have created, that account number and my code, that is MCC1, and press enter. So if you press enter, immediately that takes here. So that is liability. It comes under balance sheet. So create the short text, that is sundry creditors, then sundry creditors account. Write down. Create account group and company code, sundry creditors account in the type and description. Once you wrote this, let me know. I will show you next step. wrote.
Yes, sir.
So after giving the information here, double click on control data. So now I wanted to fill the control data also. Now here what I will be giving to my control data, first currency, that is I'll select it as INR, and reconcile type. What who is he for you? So sundry creditor is nothing but a vendor. So I should select him as vendor. So after selecting that is a vendor, then I need to select as line item display. So here a short text, the last class that we have selected 002. So this is nothing but a vendors I'll be taking. So the for this vendors I'll take 012. This is vendor number. So it will select as a vendor 012. After selecting this should go to the create bank interest right now. Reconcile account as a vendor, account currency, then line item short key 012. If this is been applicable, if it was different currency, I don't want to take this, or I should always do under the local currency. I can take this one. Once you wrote, let me know. Sarvandra.
Completed, sir.
Completed. Then go for create or bank or interest. So here you need to select the field status variant. The field status variant we will be selecting for the reconcile for the vendor. That vendor we will be selecting is G067. So reconciliation account G067 and save. Right now. So don't select this balance in local currency. Let it not be selected. Then save. Right now. Wrote.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after the creation of this tolerance group for vendors or customer we give. So as I told you, tolerance group for employees and all we have created. Same manner we create the vendors as well as the customers. Either both you can write down. T code will be represented same. Write down this T code and path. wrote.
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after this, you need to create that OBA3. Here we go for new entries. Give the company code MCC1. Currency, it is in gray. Automatically it comes up. Now, what happens if you have the differences between this revenue and expenses gain or loss, that you can give the amount here. So I can give 100 or 100 or the percentage for based on the amount, the differences I can expect. So if I'm giving any discounts or anything for vendors or customer, I'll be allowing these things and save right now. So here you can select based on the date. So if I'm selecting according to the document date or according to the value date of the bank item, so you can select this 0 as the date, so that exact dates are here search I can carry forward. So many things that which we will be not doing here will be done by the MM or the SD. So those things we need to integrate it. Here only we create the vendor tolerance group or customer tolerance group and accept new entries. We create these things, then accept, save. Wrote,
Yes, sir.
save. So once I save, immediately I'll able to see the currency and my company name, it will come automatically. So back, the group has been created. So if I wanted to give the payment terms uh, based on the percentage document date. So I can also use the terms for the payment. You can write down this first 2 points, and we will create the with the key of CP03, or you can create your company code only. So with that we will be creating the payment modes. So within how many days I need to do the payment, or net due days I can give, and percentage of the discounts that I can specify. So this is the method of the payment where it will be specified in the payment terms. By selecting this, I will save the information for my credit memos. Invoice or the credit memos. So whenever I do the credit payment and all, for that I'll create a credit term. So that is nothing but like payment term. Okay. Write down the heading, write down this 2 point and T path and T code.
Completed, sir.
So this creation I'll teach you tomorrow. Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Fine. So you all practice everything. Monica, you are practicing.
Yeah, sir, I was practicing.
You was okay. Why it is disconnected again?
No, no,
Sorry.
no, sir, it is still connected.
Okay, fine. If you have the time, you continue. I'll tell them to not use that other systems. Okay. So tomorrow we will continue further.
Sir, can I mean by using the this AnyDesk, can they guide me how to install it?
And no, it takes lot of time to do it. That too, we should
Acha.
sit from the day. So any desk is like accessing will be easy. We can transfer the data,
Mm,
but SAP has 250 GB data.
yeah. No,
So
no. But the thing is, if they do it on their desktop, I can see and understand like where to visit and how to download.
no, they don't have the means link. It's not a free source software. They have loaded in the hard disk. From that hard disk, the data will be installed for you. So you are not downloading from
Okay.
the internet.
Okay,
So,
sir.
so you require the system. Physically, we require or someone if you are nearby, anyone has that system what is installed. From that, they how to take a data and to install in your system, they can teach you. But anybody are there nearby you
No, sir.
who
So how
has
long the classes will go on, sir? Expected date
mm,
for the class?
yes, it is 40 hours of class. We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
today is the 11th day of our class, means nine more class we left.
Okay. So is that possible that after our course get over, can I come to the, I mean, NICT and get the things installed later on?
Sure.
Okay, sir.
I'll tell them. So before coming, you just drop a message in a group. So
Yes.
I'll convey the message to them to install the software for you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. So I'll again meet tomorrow.